Good morning. I'm a little bit late on coffee chat, but it's still 7-ish, 7:59-ish, but still 7-ish. We'll see if anybody's comes in or if they think I'm like just a no-show. So with Eric having his foot broken, my husband having his foot broken, it is definitely something that's just like, oh, good morning, Wee Tree. I'm so glad I can always count on you. Good morning, Creating Essence. It is House of Littles. It is just, life is caught back up as you know it. Oh, I agree, Creating Essence. Good morning, House of Littles. Did I say that already? Not enough coffee. I did. I don't know if you can tell. Wait, you can't. You see that right there? That is the mountain of laundry that was somewhat brought down. I've noticed since I've come home, I keep going. Because so being here, will you help her, please? Whoever helps her, please help her. Realities of being in a tiny house. Let's just talk about that. Family roots. Okay, so like there's this whole trend, which is obvious, about being in a tiny home. Now I'm gonna get some like, oh, I know, high five on the laundry. There's a garbage bag next to it. I'm kind of like, stuff I'm tired of folding or seeing on my children. Because it's easier to stay on top of laundry when you have less. Bites of memory. Good morning. I'm drinking Mountain Dew instead of coffee this morning because it's that kind of day. It's almost that kind of day. Good morning, Tatiana. So here's the thing. Here's one thing I know. I'm going to talk about tiny houses. I'm going to talk about tiny houses as a large family. And it's so been just so many people are so like, yeah, tiny houses are the bomb. And I'm going to hit some truth bombs here shortly. And there's going to be some people that are going to come back and they're going to comment and they're going to be hating me. You see, there's a delusion. And sometimes we get caught up in these daydreams that we don't really want to get into. I'm so sorry about all the noise, but it's reality. I live in a tiny house. This is part of why tiny house. Okay, so there's this part that happens that, and we all do this, where we are so caught up in the idea of something and the romance of something, we don't ever want reality. We're not ever going to do it, but we like the idea that we one day could do it. And some of that's tiny house. Tiny house. So I believe like the most drafted definition of a tiny house is 100 square feet per person. Anybody want to tell me differently? I think it's 100 square feet per person. So although we live in 728 square feet, by definition, with 8 of us in here, we are tiny house living. I hate it. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it is near, I mean, to 6 children, you know, growing children, there's just not the space we need. The biggest thing I've run into is that every space has to have multiple uses and multiple people are wanting to use it, usually at the same time, not a mix. My tiny house does not come with a dishwasher. And although this can mean that things are simple, but when you cook a lot of stuff from scratch, it doesn't. Poppy Lover, good morning. I finally got a live chat. Been watching since you started live chat. Mama Gets Fit. This one, I just couldn't get it with it. It was like 8 o'clock. And then okay, so Eric, he has to go to an orthopedic. And so we're waiting to get his appointment to the orthopedic. Tiny house is fine for 2, max 3. More than that, it does not mix well. It doesn't. You know, and I'm trying, good morning, Farmer Mima. I'm trying to be conscious that we're still lap of luxury compared to the majority of the world's citizens. No doubt. Definitely first world issues here, but first world yet I live in. It is really hard, and especially having the small children. One of the big things that happens is the aspect that things are just constantly breaking. Things are constantly destroyed. Which one? Which page? Reading time. Choose 4 books. Read alone or with a friend. Draw a picture from each book here. There's my plug. Fun schooling. They have a bunch of these. She has like a couple of them that's on sale on Amazon. Fun schooling. I'll have to link them in the one. Am I crazy for wanting a small house? House of Littles. Come over. Pack up your kids as soon as I'm out of here. You are more than welcome to live in here and tell me how it goes. It's frustrating. So the big part is things are constantly being destroyed, broken, of no use. They're no longer any good. I've had to let it go and just realize things are going to be broken, and when the time is right, we'll replace them. Yes, you can live in a big house and still have too much stuff. What I think is funny is, here's one of the things that I'm running into. After the flood, we lost a lot of stuff. Now we still have stuff in storage, and I still have a portion of my books, games, set aside, and some toys, not a lot of toys. And then we moved, and we moved back to the house that we've had. And we had stuff. Hey girl, it's okay. So you changed your names. She was Southwind Technical Academy. Now she's KS Poppy Plants. Hey April. So when we moved to the other house, we didn't have like cabinets and stuff. We didn't have any of that. So stuff was kind of out, but we really didn't have a lot of stuff, really. And then now that we're in here, it's really tight. So I really figure when we do get a more forever, our forever home, hopefully, that I think we're going to move in and be like, oh, we don't really have stuff as we thought we did. Or we might get in there and be like, oh yeah, we got stuff we don't need. So I feel like that's going to come. But some of the biggest issues is we run out of places to sit, but comfortable places to sit. I'm sitting in a stool right now. I got one of the IKEA stools. And I got it because it's so high. Would love to tiny house, but with 3 tweenish boys, I would be hiding in the closet. No, you wouldn't. There's no room in the closet. Trust me. There's no room anywhere. You end up hiding outside, and then you get ate by mosquitoes or something. So everything gets destroyed. Everything gets messy. It takes nothing for mess to happen. Today, I've already cleaned up. You can't school in here. This is reality. He was schooling. I had 2 of these tables, but I had picked up at a garage sale this couch. So that couch came from an assisted living facility, and it's just the right size. I have the desk there. I keep debating on whether to get rid of the desk or not. I haven't decided yet if I'll move it out. I think I'm going to move it to the schoolhouse and put, I don't know, something there because I need something. It just got too tight, so I took the little table out. So a lot of my stuff I've gotten, I'll do a little preview. So, of course, IKEA, the drawers came from Walmart. This was actually in the house when we got here. Good morning, Gail. The couch we had, I got to get rid of the couch. The couch has twisted my back up to no end. IKEA table, $7. This shelf and this shelf came with like the 1970s encyclopedias. I don't have the encyclopedias, but I have the bookshelves. That was a Walmart find. Somebody gave us that. It like half works, half doesn't. All right, so let's see. The couch I got from the assisted living, $15. Gifted the desk, and then these were the cheapest ones I could find that really would do the best, which are the stools. And I got those from IKEA, I think for $20. And they stack and they're high enough. All right, Tatiana says we live in 900 square feet with 5 of us. I just can't let go of it. I love it. All we need is a backyard. I know. I think Tatiana ought to buy and move next to me. I really love her. Her video is coming out. I have it all edited. It's ready to go. I just have to do all the descriptions. And what I found is I mean, now granted, when I was in Orlando, I only had 2 kids and it was really easy, but there's just space to like find that quiet spot for your mind and your work. And I could get stuff done. And being here, there's that time that would allow me to do it, but there's no place to get away and hide to get stuff done. So I'm not doing it. And it's just like production stops. And so the only way like I'm able to make sure I can get a video is if I do these coffee chats, because it's live and then it's recorded and then it's there. Except it was a little weird. My husband has now made it a point. He's watching my coffee chats on that. And I'm like, who is talking? I'm like, oh, that's me. Because I'm walking, I'm like, what are you listening to? It's me. Gail says, good morning. Poppy says, so cute that they are using their new books already. Those books look awesome. I regret not buying a book for me. They have mommy books, so I'm going to order one off Amazon for me because I find myself wanting to do their books. I'm only asking 5 to 10 pages a day, wherever. I don't even care if it's in order. But I really like the fact that it gets them really thinking and allows that independent, I don't know, it's like a guide to almost unschooling. It's really cool. We're not unschoolers by any means. That's not me. But it's really, really neat the way that it's done. I'm going to do a review. I'm going to do them each, and I'm going to let them work some in it. Tree says, I understand the challenges, littles, dealing with pack rat hubby. Yep. House of Little says, Tatiana, we're a family of 6, and I keep looking at this house that's 974. I think it would be awesome. Wait, what house that's 974? Is there a house near you that you're looking? 1,100 square feet, 6 people for me. It's not crazy, but it's tough to keep it uncluttered. If I miss even one day of decluttering, it looks like a hurricane blew through. Right. Oh, Tree's always like, thumbs up, everybody, thumbs up. My kids watch my videos back on Roku on the TV, and it always catches me off guard, right? Well, and that's just it. You know, it's like there's what we run into. Will you go rinse your hands off, please? I know. What ends up happening is like you're moving things out of the way, and it's just like for us, like there's just not I hate to say there's not a spot, but that spot has to be used for so many things. Like you just move it out of the way. And we do a lot of stuff. I mean, we're sewing and scrapbooking, and that comes with a lot of stuff. And it's just like, and I'm not going to lie. Although it is clutter, by definition, it's stuff in your living space. It is still stuff we use. I had somebody who was like, you just have so much stuff. And this was a couple of years back. And she literally was like, put your hands on it and tell me last time you've used it. I had used everything within the last month. And she was like, oh, you use all of this. I'm like, I actively use it. If I give it away, I'm turning around and I'm going to buy it back because I use this stuff, you know. Good morning, Christina Stolley from Homeschool Hangout. I use the stuff. So it's hard, and then you don't want it to get ruined. Again, I'm supposed to walk with my buddy today, but I'll tell you, I'm so excited. So having like the issue I ran into this year at doing the homeschool convention videos, I'm dragging her with me next year so she can help me run my camera and run my audio. Because I'm at the point I need help. I think I'm so organized and put together until I go to rearrange and realize just how much crap I shove in boxes and totes. And my house is like a Tetris board. So I will tell you on the way, I should put pens in. On the way up to the homeschool convention, we stopped in Bartow. And there's a mobile home company called Titan Champion or whatever. See, don't you feel like I could pin it like this? Anyways, we stopped, my mom and I stopped there, and I'm like, I need 4 bedrooms. So they had 2 that had 4 bedrooms. And the first one I walked into, and I have to say about this one is, their mobile homes, they're all textured wall. They're not the mobile home paneling. And so it really has that really nice feel to it. Like you walk, it might look like a mobile home on the outside, and you walk into it and it feels like a site-built home. And we walked in, it was really nice. I liked it. It was just like, yeah, this is nice. And then we walked into her biggest one. And that one's right at 2,000 square feet. We walked into the biggest one. The one part about this, the 2,000 was it didn't have a pantry. It didn't have a separate family room. And the back door side exit laundry room thing, I don't like the door being near my children. Does that make sense? I don't like that exit door being near the kids, or like where they could sneak out without going through the common space, or if somebody can sneak in. That really just makes me kind of like, no. Okay, so Christine, and then we looked at the bigger one. The bigger one is over the top. Did I like it because of the house or because it had nothing personal in it? I like the house. I like the house. So the first one I liked, but I didn't like some of the layout on it. The second one I looked at, phenomenal. But of course I'm like, oh, that's a cute entertainment center. I don't want that. Oh, there's a beautiful carpet. I don't want carpet. I want linoleum. Oh, there's a couple things like, I don't want that, and that. I don't like the outside. Just make it look like a mobile home. I don't care because I'm going to put porches on it. Oh, and it was gorgeous. I'm like looking at my husband. I'm like, see that bathtub? I want to be sitting in there. And spacious. I mean, I didn't like the furniture. I was like, I can't wait. I'm like, wipe their furniture out and stick me in it. Stick my stuff in it, kind of deal. The kitchen is huge. Huge. And it's nice because the kitchen, you could see all the difference. You can see like part of the living room. You can't see the front door, but you can see the living room. You can see the dining and you can see the family room. But my biggest thing is we don't keep up on dishes like we should. And that's the last thing I want to be the first thing you saw in my house. There was one house I looked at by Southern Living Mobile Homes. And you walked in and like the first thing you seen was this like amazing kitchen and the sink. And I was just like, no. My sinks are always dirty. I'm not a fly lady person yet. If life is good, I might aspire to that, but not right now. Not in that kind of thing. You can. And here's the other part too. My big thing is I need a pantry. And the way they set that kitchen up, you had a pantry bigger than the closet I'm living in right now. I'm like, sold. In fact, the closet for the master bedroom is bigger than the bedroom I'm living in right now. Can you order a mobile to be made to your specs? Yes. Here's what you run into. Most of them now, you can kind of alter little things. If you start moving walls, you have to have a whole engineering thing. And what makes mobile homes inexpensive is they're not re-engineering plans all the time. It's like one engineer plan, they pop it out and they can change some stuff. And then all their stuff is being delivered to one spot all the time so they can stack it and they know what they're doing. And that's kind of what gets it a little price point. So the big one I looked at, and it has the knockdown walls. It has the trim, beautiful cabinets, lots of cabinets. It was $132,000 is what they spec'd it out for 2,300 square feet. We've already spec'd out building a house to almost that equivalent, not quite, and it was $225,000. And that's not even with the nice cabinets. And I'm just like, wow. I finished washing dishes, walk out of the room to start my next tour, and come back 2.5 seconds later. My teenagers have used every dish in the house. Seriously, how many bowls does it take to make cereal? I agree. The other part I liked, like being in this little mobile home, and a lot of times this doesn't get taken very seriously, but as for me it is, because I do have, I'm sound light sensitive. So if it's dark, I get really I have a hard time functioning, and the sound gets me. Is the floors are so thin, you hear every step by 6 sets of feet. I'm doing this number like really. It's in the house there that we looked at, you didn't hear anything. I was just like, yeah, that's what I need. What happened to the school building you were looking at? They've got their they have it sold. They're under contract now. They are. So that's okay. I liked it and I like the idea of it, but the reality is I don't want to spend the money to maintain it. And I feel like then that would become the next burden I bear. And my husband and I were laughing this morning about all the places we've lived in. We have lived in so many places. It's crazy because the last 3 years ago, we had just finished 10 and a half years, 11 years in one house. Or 10 years in one house. And we've lived in 2 travel trailers. This is our second single wide mobile home we've lived in. We lived in a double wide long before that. We have lived in some crazy places. He's like, we're going to laugh. We're going to look back and be like, whoa. And I'm like, I thought we were normal people. I think we're kind of eccentric when it comes to living. I didn't realize that we were. We stayed in a schoolhouse or, the construction trailer. But my thing is, after going there and looking, I'm like, okay, all I have to do is get rid of my house that I'm trying to sell. This is not flattering, folks. I should wear a hat or something. I don't know. Maybe bobby pins? Oh. I don't know. They do make triple wides. Here's my thing about triple wides. Well, now I say that because I'm talking about $132,000 for, okay, so comparing apples to apples. Comparing apples to apples. Florida does not make a 3,000 square foot triple wide that I know of. I take it back. They do make them, but it's $200,000 to get it. The quality and the standards come comparable to a double wide at 2,000 square feet. That's $80,000. Or you can get that with an extra 300 square feet, just 300 square feet. Triple wide for $150,000. So, and that's the same quality as an $80,000 double wide. So, to me, it's just not feasible or financial. Same here. Every time I clean the kitchen, I don't know what it is, but when I come back, the sink is full of cups. At that point, when I was having that issue, I color coded my kids like Andrea Mills did, and I ordered the IKEA cups, and I did the ones. I would lose my mind in 3,000 square feet. I'm not cleaning that. I really agree with you because you go check on her. Bubba, Daniel. Where are you? Okay, so going back, looking at the 2,300, there's some things like I wish was a little bit more spacious, but to be honest, 2,300 is about all I want. Is all I want to have for space. Anything more is too much, but I want to have a big set of porches. You have oatmeal on you. I want a big set of porches just for that outdoor living space kind of deal, but I really don't want more. I don't really want to have 3,000 square feet. And I have the schoolhouse forever, the construction trailer. So I have enough space, to have that like quiet, I broke away from the house space. It's loud. And it's loud in here all the time. All the time it's loud. All right. So have you looked into 2-story mobile or modulars? I love the 2 stories. I'm not going to lie. Love, love, love the 2 stories. My husband does not like the 2 stories, but you have to go modular on a 2-story so they can stack them. Cups and spoons are the problem. Haha, I have a very handy husband. At one point, we bought 2 used double wides and modified them into a quad wide. That is like, my mom keeps telling me that. She's like, you know what you do? You get like 2 double wides, and then and I'm like, and I think like where we're at for zoning, we could do that, but we'd have to take the kitchen out of one of them. Otherwise, it would count as 2 units per on the space. But I've also looked at, there's one company that makes like, there's single wides with like 4 bedrooms and a tiny kitchen living room space. Each bedroom has its own bathroom, and it's meant for like crew workers. And I told my husband, I said, you know, as they get older, we can just build a breezeway and put this next to the house. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like that would be, we don't need that so much. My big thing is, like, I don't need a schoolroom. Because what I found is I mean, if we need a school space that's separate, I have the construction trailer. But second, we tend to do more school on the couch, on the counter stuff. So I don't know. So after looking at that, coming home and being back here, I'm like, okay, honey, we need to get that mobile home. And we're talking about either renting our house that we had, you know, because I'm like, after 3 years, maybe he doesn't want us to sell it. Yeah, bunkhouses. That's what it's like, a bunkhouse. And I'm like, let's try listing it again, and let's list it to sell, and let's be done. If I have to take money to the bank, and, you know, money to the bank, like $2,000, take $2,000, let's be done. I'm ready to move on, you know, and I hate to be like, now I'm motivated. Put me here for 2 months, and now I'm motivated. House of Little, same here, but my husband says you'll have more room to put all your stuff, and it won't look as cluttered. But I don't see it that way, just more to clean. I have a friend, I would love to do a video at her house. She'd probably shoot me, but she was living in 1,100 square feet with the his, hers, and ours, and taking care of grandma, because grandma was elderly. And 1,100 square feet, it was tight. I walked in her house, and the way they had to do it in order, I'm just like, I don't know how you did this. This is crazy. It was so tight. And her husband's a builder. They built 6,000 square feet. Well, you have to get down and do that with her. 6,000 square feet. It literally should have 2 zip codes. It is huge. I mean, just one wing, it might be 8,000 square feet. You be quiet. And 8,000 square feet. So downstairs, it's just huge. And then like there's like a whole wing over the 3-4 car garage. It's a mansion. It is no doubt a mansion of some sort. Well, get down and go work with them. She wants me to be quiet for them. That's funny. Her whole life is spent cleaning that house. She's to the point now she's hiring. It's so huge. She doesn't even enjoy it anymore. And she's like, what happened was, because she designed the house. The house is gorgeous. I mean, it's an estate and then some. And she goes, from being so cramped, nothing was big enough as she was drawing out the plans. And when they made the footprint, it's 2 stories. When they made the footprint, she's like, it still didn't feel big enough. She's like, and then we built it. It's huge. And I've known her now 8 years. It has taken her 8 years just to adequately place enough furniture in there so it isn't as full. 6 people on 900 square feet. Disaster left us by the MIL. We need at least 2 more of these to avoid he's in my space syndrome. Yes. Yes. It's hard. And it is. It's constantly that sense, or not feeling like a place to go. Because all of my kids are in one room. Yeah, I mean, we're bunked, stacked, and racked. And it was funny because my husband was so lonely. Just, can you see the whites of my eyes? Like, are you kidding me? When we were gone, they all slept in one room. He's like, I took over so-and-so's bed. I didn't want to be alone. I'm like, are you really? But there is no sense of space. No space. And so I'm just like, we got to get this done. Because I think we could have literally 3 months. In 3 months, from picking out the house you want to them setting the mobile home and doing all the finishing stuff, code, move in, 3 months. Which isn't bad. Have to go to work. I'm glad I caught you this morning. Bye. Good morning, Erica. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, in some ways, because when we were in the 500 square feet for 2 months, for 2 or 3 months, 2 months in the construction trailer, it felt like there was a little bit more space, even though we had 200 square feet less. But that's none of that space was being shared with a bathroom. None of that space was being shared with a kitchen. So, or laundry facilities. This place has 2 bathrooms. Good morning, precious years. Let's see. Wait, what does House of Little says? We're in 1750 square feet now, and it's a 125-year-old farmhouse that had 3 separate additions, and it's so choppy. We've been here 8 years and been fixing the flipped stuff constantly. The flipping stuff constantly. That was the other house. The house across the street that flooded has been nothing but an addition to that house. And it is so choppy. And we were looking at moving in there, fixing it and moving back, because that's what we were talking about. So we started really taking an eye on that. I'm like, this place needs way more work than we thought. And it's just, and my husband kind of hit the point. He's like, I'm tired of surviving. Let's get a place that's right and let's start living. All we're doing is surviving, because it does. Our anxiety's up, our just like tolerance, we're irritable, crabby. You know, we just easily get set off from it's, you know, you're in constant stress mode without realizing you're in constant stress mode. I don't know, you know, and these, I'm starting to think, and this is gonna get me, there's gonna be people who are gonna hate me, but I'm really thinking some of these YouTubers that are showing off their tiny houses live in a much bigger house in front, and you don't ever see it. And you live, I mean, there's some people that it's just fine, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, because I don't know about you, but some of the stuff down my like video feed that shows like down, it would be on this side, right? Down here is like, my video came up first. Tiny house, homeschooling with 6 kids and 500 square feet. And that was when we were in the construction trailer. The next one's like, woman lives in tiny house so she can travel the world. Then the next one goes, hoarding buried alive, worst I've ever seen. That's the collection of videos. Oh, it's not a flipped house, it's a flipped house that got messed up. I agree with your husband. We bought 5 acres. It's totally raw land, so it's massive work to be able to, but it will be done right. Erica says, and they've rented a ton of storage space. Right. It's just, I think it's a really novel idea. I just don't think, Bubba, will you go put this away for me? Because that's the noise you hear, the thunder. Because my counter space, my desk space, my chairs also count as a drying rack. I don't know. I don't know how people do it, and if they do it because they choose to own nothing. I don't know. And we're getting ready to be in the zone, the season of the year that you don't go outside. Where y'all have it, where you don't go outside because it's freezing cold. Do you see that one? We are about to have it because it is so hot you do not walk outside. It is so hot. We are a family of 7 and we're in 1,100 square feet before. We're in 2,600 square feet now, and we all have space to be, not in each other's faces all the time. Creating Essence, give it to me. Tell me how much better it's going to be, because please, because we're just, Morning, Hannah. She says, morning, April. I haven't seen you in ages. I know. I was like, look, it's April. It's constant. But yeah, I don't know, you know, I hate cooking. Shannon White, we're in 2,600 square feet. 400 of it is finished attic storage. When the kids were little, it was great. Now I want smaller, but would have never survived when they were small. We've been here 20 years. How many kids do you have, Shannon? It gets so loud. Okay, and just a little bit, okay? I don't, and I think me and my husband were both like, if it was just us, this wouldn't be bad. This would not be bad. It gets that hot here too. When the corn is up, it feels like Florida humidity. I can't wait to take a breath. Right. Florida's really, really hot. Like us who live here do not do things in the month of June and July or August. Well, June you can almost bake it. July and August is just. April from Poppy Plan says, hi, Pepper and Pine. I've been overwhelmed and trying to kick my feet to get my nose above water. I think I finally found my footing. This last semester was crazy with the girls in college dual credit. Oh, I bet. Erica says, if you live in a small space, you have to constantly be working each inch, organizing and putting things away. Right. And that's the thing. I don't want to spend my energy like that. That's not something I want to do my energy. I don't even want to fold laundry. I constantly lose half my couch space because of laundry. Why don't you come up north for the summer? Because my husband would get lonely and he can't leave. Is why. A couple years ago, we went to Canada and we stayed on like where the border is, all the lakes there between Minnesota and Canada in August, and it was fantastic. I was like, oh, now I know why people go home. Because, everybody comes here and stays for the winter. I'm like, now I know why they go home. This is gorgeous. I loved it. Good morning from Mississippi. This is We Love Jones. I get the can't go outside season for the year, Trish. Here, it often feels like you're living in someone's armpit. Yeah, I said it. I agree. Because I have family in the Panhandle, which is right there up near next to Mississippi. And it is just like, and I've gone and lived in the northern part of Florida. Living in the Southwest Florida, even when it's hot, the breeze comes off the Gulf, which is a game changer. Being up in North Florida, it is like stagnant heat, and it's humid, and it just sits on you, and you can't move. I mean, the only thing that you function is sitting in water, and it better be cool. And that's what my husband and I were talking about. Like, we've lived without air conditioning in Florida for a year plus, whole year. It was awful. Awful. You just didn't do things. Moon Glow says this is the first time on a live chat. Hey. Poppy Love says, I feel like we are finally coming out from under a rock up here in Pennsylvania. Creating essences. I think the bigger space can be great for homeschooling. We're all together all the time, and it can be very hard in tight quarters. It is. It is. That's one of the big things, and that's why, like, I was like, going into next year, we're going to the school. We're going to go to a private school because this is more. I'm not even happy. I don't want to say I'm not happy. I choose to be happy, but I don't always have the best attitude because of the constant. Irritable. Erica says the U.S. dollar is so strong you can probably afford a house in Canada. Even better, I'll go stay at family's house in Canada. That's better than owning one. Mommy Geek says, my husband's family is from the Panhandle, and when we go to visit, it's always so hot and sticky. And most of the time, we only go outside to go visit Mom in Mexico Beach. Love Mexico Beach. Love Mexico Beach. And folks, Mexico Beach is not in Mexico. It's in Florida. It is fantastic. Precious Year says, living in a decent size house, I wish I could go smaller because I'm constantly having to clean. Yeah, and your people are still little, because I got to meet Precious Years as baby girls, and they are precious. They are adorable. They're so stinking cute. But they're still young. It'll get better because then you'll have them help you. Well, that's what I suggest to do. They'll have you help you. Mama Geek. I have a stack of mail sitting that, like my husband said nothing about, he has gone and opened. He must have been bored. Apparently he gets really bored without me. He has gone and opened all my mail, And I have a package from you, so I'll be doing an unopening or unboxing soon. He read everything. He was like into everything. I'm like, really, dear? Really? I am going to have to get off here. I will tell you, I want to share these with you. So we're doing the fun schooling. I'm going to do a video on that shortly. But I got the kids these ballpoint pens. There. From Walmart. Extreme Smooth Advanced Ink Pens. It's 12 colors. 1.0 millimeters. Under $5 from Walmart. I bought each one their own. Yes, I got it. I'm like, yeah. Bless his heart. He opened all kinds of stuff. I'm like, you know, and it wasn't like, hey, I opened this. Did you know you got this in? It was like, he just opened it, and it was like Christmas or something. I had boxes from Amazon. I didn't know that were here. He just opened stuff and shoved it in a pile. I was like, thanks. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to try and do a coffee chat every time I can, and it's 7-ish. So depending on my morning, it might be 7 in the morning. Depending on my morning, it might be 7:59. Somewhere between 7 o'clock and 7:59. I will come on anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. I feel like this is the best way, and it's good for me as much as it's probably good for you, I hope. It really is. But as you can see, things are getting crazy, and I'm in a tiny house. And this is why I don't like making videos, because it's just constant. And then I'm all like, stop at them for making all the crazy noise, because I can't concentrate as I'm trying to remember what I'm talking about. And it's different, like doing the live show, because I can read your comments and we're interacting. Where when I do the filming, I have to remember what I'm doing because I'm not interacting, so it's all me putting it out there. And then I'm like, don't want to edit, and I'm just like, stop. Don't make that right now. Yay, random topic. Yeah, my coffee chats, pretty much whatever I decide to wake up thinking about. All right, but you need to get dressed first. Your clothes are on the couch over there. Hello from France. Yay! I'm still going to do Mama Gets Fit. So on Wednesday morning, it won't be... Wednesday morning, it will not be 7-ish. So tomorrow will be 8:30. Mama Gets Fit with Tangi. As long as Tangi shows up. So yes, I'm still doing Mama Gets Fit. I just figured on those days, I will not be doing, I happen to do a coffee chat on Sunday because I was out of town, but I don't plan on doing coffee chats on Sunday. I will coffee chat probably Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There'll be times coming in the summer I'll be out of town or at camp with the kids, and I won't do a coffee chat then. I don't know how coffee chat is going to work when school starts up. We might be having a 6 a.m. coffee chat for those who are vibrant that early in the morning, and it'll probably be short. Or it will be, I can't drive and do a coffee chat though. I have to do it through YouTube. I have to do it on the computer. It's not on the stick. Cat killed a mouse. Yeah. So this is my day. People who don't want to get dressed. Little children that feel like they can't do anything without being helped. Just do it while you work. I'll be fired. I think everyone thinks it's a very stream of consciousness way in the morning. Wait, how does that, explain that? I think everyone thinks in a very stream of consciousness way in the mornings. So see, I'm right there on it. Where I'm like, hey, I'm going to talk about the fact that this tiny house living is for the birds. It's crazy talk. Nobody should be doing this. Unless it's like a little adventure and then you have somewhere to go and you only take what you need and all of your preciousness is somewhere else. Just saying. And then it's like, oh, I get distracted through my morning and talk to you. And, you know, as always, I'm like, what should I be doing with my hair? I'm due for a cut, but I'm a little bit thinking, like, should I grow it out? not much, but just like it changed my whole face, but whatever. I was thinking about that too. You see them? They're heading to go feed the goats. That one is not going to miss out because goat feeding is her like favorite thing. There they go. Wait, I'm fixing to have quiet. One kid in the house. Woo woo! Just there she is. She's like one kid in the house. She's coming in. She's coming in to join in. She's toothless, but one kid in the house. Yep. They're outside screaming at each other. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I'm going to get off here and get my day going. Lots to do. I think, wait, lots to do. Craziness to do. Craziness. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.